Now it's not long until the big Premier League return and Manchester United take on Brighton here at Old Trafford, and I absolutely cannot wait for it. If you're interested, just finish doing the overlap and you can find some clips up of that for when we discuss Manchester United over on Stretford Paddock. But right here today on AdamMcKola TV, we are here to discuss Manchester United's 11 against Brighton in that game on the weekend. Our first Premier League game, pre-season is done. It's been a pretty good pre-season for Manchester United. On the pitch, you've seen a lot of the players take to Erik ten Hag's style of play and the football that he wants this squad to play. But we know our squad is very thin and we still need to do business in the transfer market while the transfer window is open to really back the manager and get us the squad that he needs. We're lacking in the front positions, we're lacking in midfield still, and we could probably do some reinforcements at right back. But in this video, we'll be discussing about the players that we have at Manchester United right now and who we think will be starting in that game against Brighton. Now remember, you can get your predicted 11s in the comments below, so make sure you're getting your comments in the comments below with your predicted 11 ahead of this game. Now obviously we'll start with the players that we'll expect to see in goal. Now I do think it's going to be a 4-3-3 for Manchester United, looking like a 4-2-3-1 kind of when we've got two midfielders sitting there. So let's go through this team that we think will play against them. In goal, I've gone with David De Gea. Quite obviously, it was clear when Erik ten Hag arrived at the club that David De Gea was his number one. We heard Dean Henderson was going to leave the club. He's headed out to Nottingham Forest now, out on loan for another season-long loan, and David De Gea is the man at Manchester United. He played more minutes than anyone else in pre-season, and you'd expect him to start in this game again. Now we know to get truly on Erik ten Hag's side, he needs to be better with his distribution and better in terms of, you know, really dominating that box and keeping a high line for Manchester United. He's done okay with that at times in pre-season, but we've also seen times where physically he's not quite been up to it at corners. We need David De Gea to improve, but he has shown signs of improvement so far, and I expect him to start in this game as you'd expect him to start most games for Manchester United this season. Then in the defence, at first, at left back, I've gone with Malacia. Now, a few weeks ago, I was pretty sure Luke Shaw would start as our number one left back. I don't see that being the case now, so I think Malacia will come in. He's played more minutes than Luke Shaw in this pre-season, partly because Luke Shaw had illness in recent weeks. I also think that was down to Malacia's performances in pre-season, and he's been in very good form for Manchester United in this pre-season, and something that I hope that he'll continue. He's shown defensively that he's got it, and going forward, linking up with his teammates as well, getting high up the pitch and really doing what Ten Hag wants from his fullbacks. You can see why he's brought Malacia in, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him start against Brighton. Over on the right hand side, I've gone with Diogo Dalot starting. Wan-Bissaka has been a thing of the past for Manchester United. We've hardly seen him in pre-season. It looks like he could be one of those players we maybe sell to raise some funds, and I think Diogo Dalot's shown signs of building a great partnership with Jadon Sancho down that right hand side. So I've gone with Diogo Dalot, I've gone with Malacia, and in centre back positions I have gone with Lisandro Martinez, our new number 6, our new Argentinian number 6, starting at centre half. I'd expect the manager to put in big money for a player. You'd expect him to start him, and that's what he's done with Lisandro Martinez, unless his fitness isn't quite there. But he played pretty much the whole game against Rayo Vallecano. So I've gone with Lisandro Martinez, and I think it's a toss-up for the next position alongside him between Varane and Maguire. The only reason why I think Varane might not start this game is because of his fitness coming into it. He hasn't started or played as many minutes in pre-season as Harry Maguire. I think he'll keep the faith with Harry Maguire. Obviously he's the club captain. I think Harry Maguire will start off first choice, and then it's up to him to keep that spot. I do think eventually we'll see Varane or Lindelof come in and be that partner for Lisandro Martinez, but except at the start of the season, Erik ten Hag will show some faith with his captain here and keep him in that spot. So I've gone with a back four of Malacia, Diogo Dalot, Lisandro Martinez and Harry Maguire. Then in midfield, I've gone a little bit different. We've seen a lot of Scott McTominay and Fred over the last couple of years. I'm done with that, to be totally honest with you. I've still got Fred in my team because I think he brings something to Manchester United. We clearly need to strengthen in this area, but I think playing at home against Brighton, we can probably afford to, you know, not be as defensive as we would be against some teams. Therefore, I've gone with Fred and Eriksen. They're two players that Fred can do all the defensive work, the dirty work, the hustling, the harrying, getting back forward, passing the ball on, and you give that to Eriksen to pull the strings, pass the ball forward, you know, link up that play between defence and midfield, and bring Bruno Fernandes into the attack, who's ahead of him. So I've gone with Fred Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes. Sometimes you can see Fred sit behind them and Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes kind of occupy further up the pitch, but sometimes you'll see Christian Eriksen coming in and dropping deep alongside Fred as well and trying to link up things there. Obviously that's not Eriksen's not a number 6, he's not, you know, a really defensive minded player, but I think with his quality on the ball you can get him in there as 2 of the 8s in behind Bruno Fernandes, and I think his quality on the ball will pay more than so maybe playing Scott McTominay there, who, alright, he'll offer you a little bit more in terms of the defensive running and the defensive tackling, but quality on the ball, showing for the ball, I don't really think he's got enough of that, and we need that against Brighton. We're going to need to pick up the ball off our back 4, we're going to need to get it forward and get involved with that front 4, Bruno, and the front 3 that I'll pick next. But that's my midfield: Fred, Eriksen, Bruno. Then in them front 3 positions, I've gone without Cristiano Ronaldo, and I've gone with Jadon Sancho, I've gone with Anthony Martial, and I've gone with Marcus Rashford. That's the front 3 we've been working on in pre-season. That's the front 3 that I've been really impressed with in pre-season. Now they need to keep it up, they need to keep it going, and they need to be doing better throughout the season. We clearly still need to strengthen our front line, whether that's a striker or a winger. I think we need both. Obviously it looks like Cristiano Ronaldo for me is probably going to leave Manchester United, so you even more so need another striker. But I've been really pleased by some of the link-up play that we've seen. Anthony Martial holding the line, using his body well, using his pressing well, and bringing others into play, as well as scoring goals on pre-season as well. Marcus Rashford's shown a renewed energy, a renewed fitness, a renewed sharpness, but we need to see more from him in terms of that quality, in terms of his skill, in terms of his scoring goals. And Jadon Sancho, who was our joint top goal scorer in pre-season, has been absolutely fantastic for us in pre-season. It was a shame that he missed that game against Atletico Madrid through illness. Hopefully there's nothing lingering that keeps him out of this game, but Jadon Sancho is someone I think will be terrific for Manchester United this season. I'm really excited to see Jadon Sancho under Erik ten Hag, as I am Martial and and Marcus Rashford too, but I really think Jadon Sancho is going to come of age for Manchester United, and he's going to show people why we spent as much money as we did on him this season. So that's the front 3 I've gone with. My starting 11: David De Gea, Malacia, Lisandro Martinez, Maguire. Then I've gone with Diogo Dalot. Then we've gone Fred, Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Sancho, Martial and Rashford. We're clearly lacking depth. We still need more in that midfield area, but that starting 11, the starting 11 I would go with against Brighton, and I want you guys to get your starting 11s in the comments below. Get hitting those comments below with your starting 11s. Let us know who you think should be starting the game against Brighton. Have you gone with something different than me? Maybe you've got McTominay in your midfield, maybe you've got a different centre-back partnership than me, maybe you've got Cristiano Ronaldo coming into it, but I wouldn't start Cristiano Ronaldo in this game. I think he will be on the bench, and rightly so. He hasn't been a part of pre-season, he hasn't been part of the training, he hasn't been getting used to what Erik ten Hag wants from him. And if we saw that performance that he put in against Rayo Vallecano, yes, he's Cristiano Ronaldo and he's the greatest player I've ever seen, and he's one of the greatest goal scorers ever, but you look at it and, you know, some of the petulance shown towards Erik ten Hag, it isn't going to help. I'd keep Cristiano Ronaldo out of the team right now until his future's resolved, and that's my front 3 that I'd go with based on form as well. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're keeping it like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll be back with plenty more for you throughout the season. Until next time, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.